Hey guys, welcome back to Game Trailers TV on Bioshock 2. And this game is not just a single-player experience. They are adding multiplayer for the first time. I'm here with Melissa, who's the senior producer on Bioshock 2, to talk about the multiplayer mode. Now, Bioshock 2 is set 10 years after Bioshock 1. The multiplayer is a prequel, right?
Yeah. For us, we didn't want multiplayer to feel just, hey, you go in and shoot dudes. We wanted it to have a narrative backbone. Because, of course, one of the things that people loved about Bioshock was the story. And so we wanted multiplayer to be immersed in the world of Rapture. So we looked at, kind of the history and the story of Rapture. And the Civil War, the events that you learned about in Bioshock 1, seemed the perfect setting for us. So that's actually where we set the multiplayer story. You're in the year before the events of the first game, and you're just a normal citizen of Rapture who, now that the war has broken out and Ryan and Atlas are at war with each other, and you're just trying to survive. And so you start splicing up and start battling for Adam and contributing to the downfall of Rapture.
Tough game, huh?
The footage is so frenetic. I mean, there's so much going on with these characters on the maps, but there is more than just sort of, firing plasmids at folks. There's a sense of character progression as well, right? You'll be able to kind of level up your character?
Yes. Sinclair Solutions, who has employed you to test out these new offensive plasmids and weapons, because now that the war is deepening, everyone needs protection, and so you've signed up to test it out for them. So as you test out more, you go higher in their rank progression. It's actually like a pyramid scheme.
Wow. And
so the higher you get in the ranks, the more new plasmids and new weapons they give you to try out.
So how many levels of character progression are there? 60, 70 levels? I mean, how does that work?
40.
40 levels. So you can get your character, and when you hit 40 levels, you're the ultimate badass in Bioshock 2 multiplayer?
Kind of, yeah.
What does that allow you when you hit the top of the level? Does that activate new plasmids, or what happens?
Well, at that point, that's a spoiler. I don't want to go into it,
okay.
But there is something special that happens when you hit 40.
The guy is a killer, folks. A killer.
They have a lot of modes in multiplayer. You're not talking about all of them. You said that 7 different modes which people are excited about. You're talking about 3 of them, and the brand new one that you're mentioning tonight for the first time is Capture the Sister, right?
Yes. So we have 5 different modes plus 2 variations, so for a total of 7 modes. And the modes that we had discussed previously were Survival of the Fittest, which is our take on free-for-all, Civil War, Team Deathmatch, and Capture the Sister. And so it's actually really cool because, you've got the team that's trying to defend her and keep the item for themselves, and then you've got the other team who are trying to take her.
So what happens when the person who is attacking you takes you down, they kill you, little sister just magically survives, right?
Well, they're invulnerable, remember, as long as they've got the slug in them.
So all right, so the little sisters are going to be there, they're going to be playing away, invulnerable, and you'll have that, up to how many players in that mode?
10.
I'm sure the fans are wondering, well, do I get to play as a Big Daddy in this game? And I know there's a little twist there that sometimes a Big Daddy outfit will be somewhere on the map and who will race for it, right?
Yeah, actually that's something that's really cool because Bioshock 2 offers you the perspective of playing as a Big Daddy, and it's actually 2 different Big Daddies. In single player, of course, you play the prototype Big Daddy, and in multiplayer, you play the classic Rosie.
Okay.
And so you've got your rivet gun, you've got your prox mines, and you got your melee attack. And as you were saying, in certain matches like Survival of the Fittest or Civil War, the suit appears in the level, and then you can choose to try and find it and become the Big Daddy, or, maybe you don't want to be the Big Daddy, but you'll go find the suit and camp there and take out people who are trying to get it. But in Capture the Sister modes, because there's a team of defenders and attackers, each defender team has their own Big Daddy, and that's randomly chosen at the start of the round.
Now we've got something they want.
Would you kindly?
Hey guys, thank you kindly for coming back to Game Trailers TV. We are talking about Bioshock 2 at 2K Marin with Jordan, who's the creative director of the game. The first game had quite a story about the Ryan family. Is there anything more about the Ryan family in Bioshock 2? Are they making a return appearance?
The story of Ryan in Bioshock 2 is, for all intents and purposes, over.
Do you have any DNA in common with the Ryan family?
I wouldn't spoil that sort of thing. That's something you'd have to find out through kind of deciphering yourself as you go through the game.
I see. So there may be a link somewhere in the past, or you never know.
Possibly. There could be something even different that would cause the player to be special this time around.
What are you using as a device to sort of bring the player back in Bioshock 2? Because you're not going to have Vita chambers, right?
The Vita chambers are back, and they are functional. The main difference is they are no longer exploitable. Big Daddies in particular were subject to something called Vita thrashing, where you just die and come back and kill the Big Daddy a little bit more, but fail, and you'd come back, and eventually you'd whittle him down to nothing. Well, we want you to invest in his death.
Okay.
So now the little sisters will heal the Big Daddies when you come out of a Vita chamber, and so that makes you really have to beef up before you come back and try the Titan.
So someone has hacked the Vita chambers so they work for people other than Ryan's now?
Won't really talk about anything related to the player that makes him special, like I said, other than that he has...
Because then he might somehow... You would think if the Big Daddy is able to come back through the Vita chamber, he must have some DNA in common with the Ryan family, right?
That is a fascinating conspiracy theory.
Was there really a family?
Did you have sort of a plan from the get-go about what you wanted the overarching story to be?
Yeah, the original plot design of Bioshock 2 was intended to make for an excellent series of choices. You really shape the story as the player. By the end, you're kind of the author.
Interesting. So is there an element of choice again in this game? I mean, certainly there's a little sister angle again, but I mean, are there going to be multiple endings like the first game, and you're really going to sort of shape the story?
I would say that we've extended the number of choices from the first game because we are a first-person shooter, and because we feel like everything has got to have a highly physical, demonstrable result. The clarity of between your different paths is one of our goals each time we design one of those choices. But from scenario to scenario, sometimes there are more outcomes than just two.
Okay.
But the other cool thing is that unlike in Bioshock 1, your choices aren't confined to just dealing with the little sisters.
Okay.
There are adult characters, unspliced and sane, who need your help in Rapture, and you ultimately decide their fate.
Lots of cool ideas. Well, we can't wait to play Bioshock 2 when it comes out on February 9th, 2010 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it. If you guys want to see all that exclusive new footage of Bioshock 2 in high definition, head on over right now to GameTrailers.com. For everyone at GT, I'm Jeff Keighley. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.